Yo, what up? What up? Who that? Must be somebody I don't fucking know. There ain't no like up there, so it must be some fucking idiot. Yeah, if you're from Instagram and I told you I'm here, be responsible, be respectful, unless you just that individual that looking at women's asses shaking all that other goofy stuff. I'm about to teach some people some shit. Let me call my boys up. Time for the goofy motherfuckers. No time for the dumb motherfuckers. Foreign goofy motherfuckers. Sometimes, cause they too damn dumb. Too damn dumb, 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 dumb. Dumb like I'm. Oh, Kira Meal. What's cracking, bro? They are too motherfucking dumb, 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 dumb. I know they worried about no damn ads. I haven't been adding them, so trust me. Dumb, 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 dumb. Motherfuckers is dumb, the dumb, the dumb. We gonna fix y'all's dumbitude, whether you like it or not. My boys on the road, okay. West side, okay. All right, west side. That's what's up, nigga. We only dumb motherfuckers, dumb motherfuckers. Ooh, dumb motherfuckers. Ooh. Yeah. Where you at, fam? Where you at? I'm on right now. I'm about to bust it open, bro. Dumb, because I know they want to hide because they scared like a motherfucker. Scared motherfuckers. And to think that y'all might be part of our old world, y'all been conditioned and fucked up. You don't even know no fucking better. Stupid motherfuckers. And you're gonna pay for it if you don't straighten the fuck up. That's real talk. Believe in that fake world. We tried to destroy it a few times, but the motherfucker still got through. Sons of bitches. We're gonna fuck y'all. We're gonna fuck it up. That's the real truth. Motherfuckers hold on to that fake little world. We're gonna destroy this shit. Motherfuckers don't get it together. Again. Ain't shit nobody can do stop, and they know it. What they're gonna do is they're gonna run their ass back down to Antarctic and try to, knowing that going underground don't really save them. We're gonna find the fuck out. We're gonna find out what's going on. What's happening? I know somebody was in the house. I was like, what's going on? I'm gonna go ahead and start this now. Pay attention. This is a European. This is somebody who's doing the same thing so many other people did. All right. I want y'all to really listen to this. All right. I wasn't going to share it, as you can see. It was put up 4 days ago. Yet I know where he got his information from, because me and this other Pelskin brother, he swears he's over here in America. Well, he's from England, but he was originally from here. His family moved over there, and they stayed over there because his grandpa was in World War II, whatever, right? So this is not new information. This is pictures that I have. This is stuff when I was teaching people years ago about the orphan train and orphan boats. So we're going to clean up his mistake, because he thinks Greater Tartaria is actually just Russia, when America, around the eastern borderlines, while they brought the orphans here. But I want you to see who they brought here in from 1820 to 1920, as I was stating, and then the 13.6 million that came. All right, now I want y'all to pay attention and who these, and that's why the Black Pope, the Vatican, every one of them always asks, how are my Indians? Because they are not our people. They've been making war against the greater part of the Republic of Tartaria, which is us. Now, I want you to pay attention. I want you to peep this out. I don't care what anybody thinks, but peep it out and just listen. Sit back, grab your popcorn. If you want sardine sandwiches, go right ahead. If you got a fart, good. A lot of these people don't know that they came over here, their history, and a lot of these people are people. Hey, look, I've been telling y'all a lot for a long time, but they're ignorant to it. They come from a different part of the world, and they are dumb. I've been trying to do my best to educate everybody, and everybody wants to be hard-headed and not pay attention. y'all gonna learn right now. And I've got more other than this.
Welcome everybody. In today's episode of Hidden History, I will be discussing the imperial children, the orphan trains, and Tartaria. The social programming of humanity has been happening for more than 250 years. But what if you wanted to create the perfect law-abiding citizen by conditioning and indoctrinating them so they became compliant and obedient? Once the first mud flood had happened around 1740, important social changes began to occur within Imperial Russia. During this time, the famous Russian Empress Catherine the Great conceived the idea that vagrant infants from Great Tartaria could be housed and cared for. Hence, both the Russian Empress and the educational reformer Ivan Betskoy decided that the Moscow orphanage or foundling home should be constructed for such a purpose. The Moscow orphanage, that was also called the Foundling Home, was started on the 1st of September 1763. The inspirational experiment became a part of the Age of Enlightenment and was intended by Catherine the Great and the educational reformer Ivan Betskoy to manufacture communities to the perfect citizens for the Russian state by training and conditioning over 65,000 vagrant infants to a very high standard of cultural refinement, whilst they received professional qualifications. Despite more than adequate staffing and financing, the Moscow orphanage was not able to initially reduce infant mortality. By the 23rd of April 1869, the Russian Emperor Alexander II, the Russian Council of Ministers, and Imperial Russian government collectively decided that some of the infants should be transported into Poland and elsewhere in Eastern Europe. During the many years of upheaval, numerous infants and families would eventually be transported into the eastern United States from Great Tartaria and northern Russia. Within an unusual article that was published on page 3 of the newspaper called The Washington Union, it confirms that Great Tartaria actually existed. The article was published on Tuesday, the 13th of February, 1849, and reported on how the Tartarian language was established and credible. Indeed, the communities of Tartarian Aryans spoke an Indo-Aryan language which held comparisons with the Uralic language that is known as Magyar. The Tartarian language also contained phonetic and linguistic aspects of the Turkic languages. For nearly 40 years, from the 16th of February 1871 and onward until the 30th of December 1910, about 13.8 million Eastern Europeans immigrated to the United States of America. The majority of these immigrants came from the countries of Eastern Europe, which included Austria, Hungary, Poland, and Russia. The majority of the Eastern Europeans who migrated to the United States of America were comprised of Slavic Russians and Tartarian Aryans from northern Russia.
Listen up.
Some of these immigrants were Tartarian Aryans that spoke a very archaic Turkic language.
Listen up.
Much of this immigration from Eastern Europe began in 1820 and continued for 100 years to 1920. These communities of Turkic people were...
Listen, this shit gonna blow your mind. Listen up. It's only 20.55 minutes long. I see people, we got people hot in the pants, ADHD. Listen up. Trust me.
Comprised of the Tartars, the Altians, the Yakuts, the Shufas, and the Tuvans, and the Kakas.
There go your fucking Native American. Listen.
Orphan train movement in the United States, which became so prevalent from 1864 to 1889, were used to relocate many of the parentless infants from Great Tartaria and northern Russia, who had been transported into the eastern United States from mainland Europe. Once the first mud flood caused devastation across across the landmass of Great Tartaria in 1740, and then the second mud flood happened in 1834, with the third in 1892. Such events then ensured the communities of Tartarians had to travel from the expanses of Siberia and northern Asia. From the perspective of the Tartarians who had escaped these upheavals, Western Europe and Eastern United States.
Let me go back. Let me go back and show you. Let me go back. It ain't gonna be nothing. I want to show you where your Native Americans come from. It's that simple. I don't give a damn.
To a very high standard of cultural refinement, whilst they received professional qualifications. Despite more than adequate staffing and financing, the Moscow orphanage was not able to initially reduce infant mortality. By the 23rd of April, 1869...
Hence our women breastfeeding a lot of them babies and taking them in and adopting them, and they became ours because we were of the Asia Superior. That's why the maps, north, south, everything's upside down. And I continue to tell y'all, I'm going to reiterate at the end of this. I keep continuing to tell y'all, as they were growing, they were having certain ones make war against us. And I keep telling you the Civil War wasn't what the Civil War was. Just like my great uncle Tandy told me. He said it wasn't no Civil War. We were destroying them. But they had found ways being betrayed by some of our own people and fake up north. All right. And every time one of our people fell, we had more people that could fight, but that started to run out. And they stayed bringing people here, fighting us on our soil. We were part of Tartaria as well. And that was the Republic of Tartaria.
The Russian Emperor Alexander II, the Russian Council of Ministers, and Imperial Russian government.
Let's go forward a little bit. I don't want to hear all that woolly, goofy stuff. No. All right, it's right about the orphan trains. We already covered that. All right, let's see here.
These communities of Turkic people were comprised of the Tartars, the Altians, the Yakuts, the Shufas, and the Tuvans, and the Kakas. The extensively managed orphan train.
Tartaria was once a great nation. Everybody united. We all traveled, knew each other. Trust me on this. And yet, here we are. And now listen to how they came to be. Watch when they tell you what they did.
Movement in the United States, which became so prevalent from 1864 to 1889, were used to relocate many of the parentless infants from Great Tartaria and northern Russia, who had been transported into the eastern United States from mainland Europe. Once the first mud flood caused devastation across the landmass of Great Tartaria in 1740, and then the second mud flood happened in 1834, with the third in 1892. Such events then ensured the communities of Tartarians had to travel from the expanses of Siberia and northern Asia. From the perspective of the Tartarians who had escaped these upheavals, Western Europe and Eastern United States were collectively believed to be the safest areas they could move to. Although there were numerous Eastern Europeans who migrated into Eastern United States that were Slavic Russians, many of them were actually Tartarians who had previously resided in towns and cities across Siberia and northern Asia. The infants and families of Turkic people who moved and sailed on vessels across the North Atlantic Ocean to reach the eastern United States were definitely comprised of Tartars and the Altaians, the Yakuts, the Shufas, and the Tuvans and the Kakas. Numerous groupings of immigrants from Great Tartaria and northern Russia then settled in eastern United States. between 1820 and 1920. Throughout parts of the United States of America, the welfare program, which became known as the Orphan Train Movement, was created so that infants from Eastern Europe and Northern Russia could be transported from the destitute and congested urban settlements in the eastern United States. Although many of the immigrants had originated from Great Tartaria and Northern Russia, the subversive elites and secret societies deliberately censored that profound truth from Americans, because the communities of Tartarian Aryans had become ethically diverse over many generations. This meant that many of them were Turkic people, which explains why the Tartarian Aryans had genetic connections with the Tartars, the Altaians, the Yakuts, the Shuvas, and the Tuvans, and the Kakas, because the immigrants who kept arriving in North America had started to overcrowd the urban settlements of the eastern United States. The infants and families who had come from Great Tartaria and Northern Russia had to be relocated. After the infants had been relocated into fostering households across the rural areas in Midwest United States, their former names, identities, and cultural origins were changed. With around 13.8 million Eastern Europeans immigrating to the United States of America from 1871 onwards to 1910.
Did y'all hear that?
Households across the rural areas in Midwest United States, their former names, identities, and cultural origins were changed. With
boom! The literature's out there too, and it's all over the place. People just don't hear it. I've been reading it, and nobody's been paying attention.
Around 13.8 million Eastern Europeans immigrating to the United States of America from 1871 onwards to 1910, this long-term event therefore showed how the immigration had already been going on before the third mud flood, which seemed to happen in 1892. And
they didn't know how to build this stuff. This stuff was already here. We were here. I just put a post up with maps showing us up in the corner in different shades. But with froze, some wavy hair. I'm tempting to reach out because I'm tired of listening to stupid people.
Would continue to do so long after that upheaval had ended, because the civilization of Great Tartaria was largely destroyed whilst the third mud flood occurred in northern Russia. The numerous Eastern Europeans who eventually migrated into the eastern United States were actually Tartarian Aryans who had traveled from Siberia and northern Asia to escape the geographic upheavals. Although
I want you to see that face. Look, I'm gonna pause it. I want you to see
in northern Russia
on this train.
Eastern Europeans who eventually migrated into the eastern United States were actually Tartarian Aryans who had traveled from Siberia and northern Asia to escape.
What do you see? What do you see up there? Two of them brothers up top. What do you see? Negro pen? But they were Tartarian. Listen, if y'all don't get past the Stockholm Syndrome of the lies these bastards have been teaching. Do you see it? There's two of them up there. All right, listen to me.
The geographic upheavals. Although most of the infants from Great Tartaria were red-haired Aryans, some were actually the infants from the Turkic people. Hence, when infants were transported across the North Atlantic Ocean and into New York City and elsewhere in the United States, they had ancestrally originated from the Tartars and the Altaians, the Yakuts, the Shufas, the Tuvans, and the Kakas. Successive travelling infants from Great Tartaria and northern Russia therefore were transported on vessels across the North Atlantic Ocean. And
not no fake ass Barron Street, but this Zionist 13 hat, 13 tribe fake small hat summer.
They covertly began to arrive in the eastern United States on the 17th of April 1820 and continued to until the 15th of October 1920. Once the orphan trains movement began on the 15th of January 1864, over 40 years had passed, and wherefore the infants from the past had become adults in the towns and cities of the eastern United States. The relocation of infants became a socio-economic problem, which therefore only concerned the newcomers to the United States, who then became part of the orphan train movement until it ended on the 20th of December 1889. Once the orphan train movement actually ended, numerous infants from Great Tartaria had been relocated into the mainly rural areas of Indiana, Michigan, Ohio, and Wisconsin in the Midwest United States. Even though some of the orphan trains continued to be facilitated until the 17th of April 1929, most of the infants who had travelled from Great Tartaria had been fully relocated in Midwest United States, where they were given new names and cultural identities. By the 30th of June 1887, the foundling...
That's a star for it, just to let you know. That's a star for it. Are you paying attention?
Homes in St. Petersburg and Moscow began to receive over 26,500 babies that had been transported from Great Tartaria. From the 31st of December 1882 to the 31st of December 1887. Over 10,500 of these infants were transported every 12 months to outlying villages for care and protection. By the 24th of March 1886, there were around 41,720 infants from the Moscow orphanage that had been placed with 32,000 foster families across 4,418 villages in Western Russia. Once the third mud flood or an equivalent disaster happened around 1892, the rural destruction of some of these farming areas increased, and therefore even more infants had to be rehoused. Although vagrants had been an increasing problem from 1882 to 1887, entire cartloads of Tartarsky Podolsky, the mighty place foundlings, or the Tartarian foundlings, and many groupings of the Russaki Podkidashi, the rowing country foundlings, or the Russian foundlings, were trucked in by women known as the Detay Commissary, the Children Uniters, who were also called the Commissionerki, the United Releasers. These enterprising and caring women knowingly collected unwanted...
You see the couple of them little brothers back there? Yeah.
Tartarian foundlings and Russian foundlings in the rural villages and towns, and temporarily cared for them. And then, when enough infants had been gathered so the actual transportation would be profitable, they packed the infants into wagons and hauled them to the urban-based, the Podolsky Doma, the foundling homes. The fees for providing...
Remember, heaven bearers, the foundling homes?
this service were substantial and reportedly provided the United releases with a very comfortable income. The famous Russian emperor called Pavel Petrovich Romanov, who became more commonly known as Paul I, and his wife, the elegant Russian Empress Maria Fedorovna, continued the social reforms of Catherine the Great. After the Bolshevik Revolution happened on the 25th of October 1917, the Moscow orphanage then closed 3 days later on the 28th of October 1917. Although the London Foundling Hospital was created on the 25th of March 1741 by the philanthropist Captain Thomas Martin Coram, it was actually 15 years later in 1756 that the London Foundling Hospital in Bloomsbury, Central London, actually began to receive parentless infants. There were as many as 4 separate foundling asylums just in New York City, in which they collectively turning over 4,700 babies.
Well, looky here. Well, looky here. Well, looky here. And you want to sit there, you ain't got to like it because you don't want to like your true history. You ain't got to respect it. You can sit there and look. Go ahead. Y'all hating ass don't know how to work together. Some up. Well, looky here. Greater Tartaria over to the Republic of Tartaria. What is wrong with y'all? And what he's not telling you, which I corrected already, is the fact that and they were making war against us non-stop. And why and how? By ignorant ass children who didn't know their origin. And we had to suffice that. And we're still dealing with it.
Every 12 months. Because the problem started to get increasingly worse. The organisers of the London Foundling Hospital decided the only practical solution was to relocate many of the infants overseas. And the eastern United States was believed to be the most viable location to send the infants. As the passenger ships left from Liverpool in northern England, the nearby towns like Southport, Hornby and Maghole and Kirby in northwest England were used to temporarily accommodate the infants before they left the United Kingdom of Great Britain to the United States. The various passenger ships in which they were placed sailed between 1852 to 1856, in which they sailed to the eastern United States. Alongside these cultural transitions, some of the Catholic priests from the Spanish Catholic Church placed numbers of orphans into the Casa Herafano, the foundling homes of Madrid, yes, Barcelona, Valencia, Seville. Additionally, the Portuguese Catholic Church placed their own vagrant infants at many foundling homes across the urban areas of Lisbon, Porto, Gaia.
So, do you want to talk about the true slave trade, or are the people actually enslaved right now? Pay attention, god dang it! I keep telling y'all, everything is upside down, inverted, backwards, and reversed, but you don't want to listen. DJ ZPE said that, Westside understands that, and nobody wants to recognize this truth. And the sad thing is, you're going to hold on to your ignorant ass train, regardless of what I say or anybody else says. And you're going to stay levied in that made up world when I'm attempting to bring everybody together because I know more than most people. But thank goodness we have people like this telling these stories who are still ignorant, who don't want to be concise and point to the fact of the wars created by these fake, you know who.
And Amadora in Portugal. Both the landmasses of Spain and Portugal received as many as 16,500 annual parentless infants. That number exceeded 35,000 every 12 months over the duration of 20 years. During the 21st of March 1864, the Minister of Foreign Affairs from the Spanish government called Joaquin Francisco Pacheco y Guiacresta Galderano and the Spanish Catholic Church decided that many of the rejected infants should be quickly sent to the eastern United States.
Hello.
Terrible events occurred in Portugal when the Prime Minister, known as Bernardo de Figueiredo, and the Portuguese Catholic Church decided on the 5th of April 1869 infants from the foundling home should be sent to the United States of America. Between 1852 to 1860, some 425,000 recorded infants who became known as the Bambini Proietti, the thrown away children, rounded the turnstiles in Rome, Milan, Naples, Turin, Palermo, and Genoa. Many of these infants had originated from Eastern Europe and therefore Great Tartaria and Northern Russia. During 1867, the decision was made by the Prime Minister Bettino Umberto Ricasoli and the Minister of Foreign Affairs Emilio Visconti Vasonta and the Italian government to collectively transport large numbers of infants from the Italian peninsula to New York City in the eastern United States.
Hello, nothing doing no bullshit crap. Christopher Columbus, pure bullshit.
Across the Italian peninsula, numerous infants were deposited into the Case Trovatella, the foundling homes, by the Roman Catholic Church and the Vatican City-State. The socio-economic trend began on the 30th of April 1927, when as many as 34,000 infants were reportedly placed into foundling homes across Rome, Milan, Naples, Turin, Palermo, and Genoa every 12 months. The anonymity of the mother had to be kept when it came to their infants to others, hence a wooden device called the rotoprotea, the thrown away will, or the rototrovatelo, the foundling will, became socially instituted. The rototrovatelo foundling wheel was a large cylindrical box that was installed in the outer walls of the hospital, churches, or in the houses of the midwives, into which a newborn infant could be placed. The rototrovatelo, the foundling wheel, was then turned so that the baby went inside without anyone being able to observe from the inside who had placed the baby into the cylindrical box. The person leaving the baby then pulled a bell that was near the foundling wheel, which notified the attendant inside that a vagrant infant had arrived. Hence, by using this approach, it meant that Italy ended up having over 1,270 such locations where newborns could be given. So what does the orphan train movement, the foundlings and the baby trains of parentless infants got to do with what is happening presently? Repopulation seems to have repeatedly taken place on a mass scale in the past. Hence, it would make sense that the mud floods were used as the perfect opportunity to repopulate certain locations on planet Earth. From knowing this, it becomes clear as to why the orphan trains movement was used. The destruction of Great Tartaria is therefore historically connected to the cyclical policy of relocation and population, which the elites and secret societies have continually implemented across parts of this planet. The destruction of Great Tartaria is therefore historically connected to the policy of relocation and repopulation. Thank you for watching, everybody. Please.
You getting it now? Are you getting it now? Let me turn this around. Let me break down a few things to you guys. I know it's going to be a little rah. All right. Let me turn this around, straighten it up. Oh, it won't let me straighten it up. So I got people like that. All right, that's cool. That's cool. I'm gonna lower it down, bring it to me. I'm just gonna talk a little briefly on it. Say hi to everybody. I know I was gonna read, but you know, Westside came on, and I didn't want to read that late. Okay, honestly, I didn't. Let's bring all these down. I'm using my tripod. I don't want to use a small one. I just don't feel like it today. All right. Okay. I think that might be low enough. Let's get this one down. We'll straighten it up once I get it over here. I got to use the bathroom here pretty soon any damn way. And yeah, anyway, let's bring this right here. I got guns and stuff on the bed. I don't want to have all that in there. So as you see, what's that? No, you know what? I ain't going to pull the book up. What he's missing is all the wars in order to bring them in here, because our ancestors didn't like what was happening. And our ancestors also knew that they were using weapons that they were not supposed to. Now, at the same time, we were teaching them as landmass to the new generation. As you saw, 40 years, that's two 20-year-old generations, and they had babies, right? All right. And they kept bringing them here and all around. Somebody was using weapons, exploding waters, destroying mountaintops, and we're getting these mud floods that were burying a lot of cities all over. And they did it here too. But the story that I read is we did it to get rid of them. And they were kind of quasi-successful in stopping. But they kept having these children popping out of nowhere. And we've been fighting them nonstop. When you raise people with a new identity, new names, new belief, a religion, what do you get? You get more than chaos. That's why the word Zana, or Ashkenazi, our enemy. That's a Tartarian word. See, that's why they say, oh, it's the language don't end. No, many of our tribes coalesce. We just melded in together. When we used to have our own factions and khans and kings and queens. And this is where people have gotten lost. But I want the Native Americans to see their origin. It ain't that goddamn long ago. The biggest smack in everybody's face is still in movies, with pictures on the wall showing us. On that map, you can see Slav. And we know the Abkhazarians are the indigenous people of those lands, like the Twa in Ireland and Scotland and so on and so on. The ancient Moors, they're real. But here, we exist, the autochthonous, the Republicans, for the Republic of Tartaria. And yet nobody wants to listen. They have a hard time conceptualizing and believing. And many people are already here who weren't destroyed in these so-called mud floods. There are islands all around us, and nobody even knows about them. Why? It had to be hidden history. A lot of us have been told. And it's hard for us to go out and prove it because we can't mitigate our own soil because of these liars. I keep telling y'all at war and you don't know it. But you sit up there on your little high horses, comfortable in your lie, and you're on your land. Some people got to bleed, people. Some people got to make the ultimate. But you don't get it. We're not in control like we used to. And I keep telling you that we're more stronger than you even know. Yeah, I had to put a chaw in, man. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm using the wintergreens, got my gums burning. Anywho, I had to let you see it. And there's many, many more. Many other people. And they just started doing this. How long have I been talking about Tartaria? Since 1978. When I was a young tween. You dig what I'm saying? Reading books, reading newspaper articles. From 1937, 1868, 1875. The switch over. But nobody wants to listen. And I want to go easy because I know most people, there's a group of people who I don't think they're from here and they're playing a big, nasty game. Regardless of that, though, there are people here And I told you that the so-called nuclear bomb is something different, but has always existed. But who came up with it? You're on your land, and there's a lot of people who the northeast, so-called northeast, when this is the east, this is not the west. See, everything's backwards. I don't care how you don't have to believe me. This is Asia Superior. You don't have to believe that either. I really don't care. But if you flip the map upside down on his head and turn it around, oh, everything looks a little different, because I shared a map showing, what was it, 1870, 1835, where it said Asia Superior, Sulaga. It had all these, the San Fran, and they had the island of California. It wasn't even connected by Oregon. It was just a straight up island. Oh, no, but we know about the dams they made over there. All you got to do is geographical search and look at the dams and where they're at. How did they create Las Vegas? I'm gonna wait. How did they create Las Vegas? What's up in Nevada? Why did they chop all them trees down and they was put a halt on the redwood forest? Why did all the giant sycamores and cypress on the East Coast get chopped down? They had to change the whole dynamic. Why did they destroy the old buildings? Because they didn't want us to come around. And then why did they start giving shots and inoculations? When I told everybody the Spanish flu was created in Ohio, they thought I was crazy. Polio's from DD, what? Oh, but you don't want to listen? My Native American brothers and sisters, you're not from here. You have a great land, a vast land. You're mixed in now, but you deny us. Your ignorance solidifies exactly what they did. Now, I know y'all come and watch because I look and I see all you looking, sticking your head in. I got over 30 pictures of melanated women feeding 2 babies with big ass yams, and 1 baby and 1 at a time, blonde headed, red headed, dit. And then we had our own, the ones that always been here. And they made war against them too, because they weren't having what was happening. And the encroachment was just beyond recompense. And they knew of a past where this happened. But you don't want to listen to those of us who know some things. You just want to deny it because it makes you uncomfortable. You should be uncomfortable because you've been lied to by a lot of your own people in these peckerwoods, especially these Zionist small hat mother suckers. And not all of them even know. I mean, y'all going to learn. And it's not going to be nice. It's going to be real bad. Y'all just want to be stagnant, standing still. What are we going to do? Listen, there's people in garages who have made missiles that can reach. Let me tell you something. Let me shut up, actually. If y'all really only knew. But y'all stay steadily staying ignorant. Denial. What's the plausibility? What's the plausibility to deny a reality? He's doing this based off of what many of our people have said, many other people have said, what I've been saying for a long time, and newspaper clippings and articles that have expressed this in every country. For some reason, they let it stand. Why? Who knows? Maybe they weren't worried. Maybe they didn't care. And y'all saw the Negroes too now. Don't get it twisted. Feeding grass to everybody and turn north. I'm trying to tell you. Yeah. But nobody wants to hear the truth. Nobody wants to. That's why I keep buying these books. Every book I come across, there's more pieces to it. I don't want to tell all. There's more. The secrets are the secrets. Don't need to worry about the secrets. They're all coming undone, but you're not going to know the major ones. But you need to know who you are and how important you are. That's all I'm saying. Everybody, actually. And I know everybody has a hard time accepting this. I know it. On all sides. Who wants enemies? What's war for? What does it serve? Well, some people have become a little crazy in their dystopia of inbredness and this, that, and the other. They've gotten this little power and they don't want to let go of it. And this power is a sickness. When everybody could be fucking happy. When I say sickness, I mean a deep one. But y'all just handing it right on over. You don't get it. Do you know what the last movie The Planet of the Apes was made? Woody Harrelson. Everybody going to the place to fight. And then the monkeys turn around going, not no more. You just don't get it. Do you know who the monkeys are? All those people who have been enslaved to a lie and they're actual autochthonous people. I know you're having a hard time with this, but they also have a little insight on what can happen. Y'all better snap about this coma. He always talking about the melanin is powerful and nine, but y'all keep showing some weak ass shit. Who all came in? I'm surprised a lot of other people ain't coming, but I guess people are just stuck where they at. Mikey Hill, Benji Namsi, what's going on, beloved brothers? Rondo, hey, Sue, baby. Yes. I hope they all got that, though. Alicia Cooper, what's going on, beloved? How you doing, sis? I like that. Well, I had to bring something. I said, wait a minute. I remember I saw this about almost a week ago. I was like, let me go and see if I can go on my history. And there it was. I was like, ooh, I got to do this. I know it's late, but I got to do this. I started sending out 911s and 411s. And hey, y'all need to come on and see this here. Sent them west. Hello. Scott was cracking. What's going on, beloved? I hope y'all enjoyed that. But I hope you take it to heart. DJ, what's happening? Appreciate that. Well, many you just keep being the truth. And I hope the rest of them catch up. I appreciate that. But it takes us all. It takes a nation, right? It takes a tribe to raise a family. It takes a nation to make sure the tribes are all right. And we are a nation of people all over. I wish people would get it. Yeah, wars, right. They're still bringing them in. Yes, and they're going to continue. And people in the incubation centers. And yes, you can raise a baby very fast. And the air was a little different. Whole second set of Caribbean islands off the coast of you. God dang right. And nobody knows it. I know it. You dig what I'm saying? Herbo was cracking. So, yeah, you ain't alone. Uncharted. And that's why they have the game Uncharted. And they have the movie Uncharted Islands. And they have it in many, many books, Uncharted Islands. And the ship was lost in a fearless storm. The minnow would be lost if not for the fearless crew. Well, if not for the fearless crew, the minnow would be lost. The skipper, you know what I'm talking about, Gilligan's Damn Island. Appreciate y'all. Oh, there's Hoover Dam all over Las Vegas. You got dang right. Memories. Hey, there's plenty of pictures. Y'all can Google it. I'm serious. We was taking care and we didn't like to see the babies dying. We knew who they were. Kalima. It's Kalima I'm used to, but Khalifa is what they use. They acclimate. Kalima is what I'm used to, but the Khalifas is a fighting force. You dig? Everybody, yes. Hey, Evelyn Smiley, what's happening, beloved? I'm working my small footprints in the dirt, Sue. I know that's right, and I'll be there in a little bit. What book is that, Sue? I got to look at that. I got to tap on that. You know that. I appreciate that, y'all. And this is what we got to do, man, because there's too much fighting. I know I cuss up a storm, because I'm pissed. I'm tired. And there's people doing things they shouldn't be doing and not even aware why they're doing it. When you're out of sync, when you're out of order, I just noticed I can still see when my nose is broken from all them years of boxing. God dog, man. It's just, I'm trying not to look. Hey, my nose is right up in the screen like, damn. Oh man. Okay. Anywho, right? Anyway, it would be beautiful to see everybody come together. And I know it's so, hey, Scott, it's hard. How do you know something and you express it and people look at you like everybody else, but don't look at themselves in the mirror to realize that, hey, you might be living a lie. That's why I said, let me go ahead and put this up before I put on Twilight Breaking Dawn. Twilight Saga Breaking Dawn. I'm sorry, I got to watch it, y'all. But, I just wanted to share that. And history's a lie. As long as war is discussed and talked about, it's always on people's minds. If it's in the games, if it's in the movies, it's glorified. These people have been going to Antarctica. They got places over there that look just like over here. And when you're watching the media and the news, they ain't nowhere around here. They about to unleash a whole lot of shit. Ain't nobody in that goddamn bullshit White House. Nobody's there. They got them secret society idiots manning that place on the roof like there's somebody there, like they waiting on somebody. Ain't nobody there. Ain't nobody trying to go up over there. Not yet. They probably got all kind of tons of bombs and everything to rewrite history, to blow that bitch up when everybody go running over there all stupid and stuff. The reality. And the actors and actresses they use. The crisis actors and them idiots. Probably promised them, don't worry, you'll be around. We're going to need the help. But the problem is they've forgotten something. And it ain't for me to say and nobody else. And they've forgotten something in this long, long tribulation of stupidity. And it's going to bite them. Yes. And those children are missing, and they may be working and doing some other deviant things. I'm telling you. Look how long they've been missing. How many years? How many decades? We're talking about old folk now. You bring them in, lose some people on the field, raid clans and tribes, take their children and send them somewhere else to re-educate them. And then some of them they bring back. I'm talking. You hear him? And it's very important that people, gotta see things for what they are. And I was so grateful that I saw it because, I follow this one cat in England. I love him to death, man. Oh, man, this guy is phenomenal. And on Instagram, we chat all the time. Brother's name is Paul. And he is doing incredible work. It's Pelskin brother, man. Love him to death. Y'all, I know it's hard for some of y'all to get past all that other stuff, but I love what he's doing. And when y'all start realizing that now it's not even a game no more, it's worse than that. And these people have become sick. Literally, they have become sick. And I know it's hard for people to accept that, but the reality is they're worse than sick. They believe their own lies now. Where is he at? Paul. Let me see if I can pull him up, because you know what? They might have removed. I haven't seen his post. I know I see him on Instagram. But on here, they may have. There you go. It's right up top. Paul Cook. He's got 68.1 thousand subscribers. Check him out. Look at the work he's doing. He uses mental pyramid, Apollo megalithic rebel, Tartaria explained in 3 minutes. This is a year ago. The Cook Report reporting on buried news. Mercury, power in the old world. What the rock. That's 3 days ago. I already saw that one. It's beautiful. I even hit him up and he was like, appreciate it, Yeah, me and him chat. Y'all be surprised the connections you can make with people when you carry yourself a certain way. And he gets what I'm doing. He sees some of my posts and he's like, whoo, you're rough. When you hear him in his accent, like my brother, Kwame Net, the brother I tell y'all, Smoothing, got the videos. It's in the description. Subscribe to him. Check out his music. He's a vegan. That accent, man, be killing me. We be cracking up like I think I'm still over in England. I love it, man. Y'all gotta learn that. I always tell y'all when I'm putting on a show to touch people's feelings, when I'm being specific, get people out of here. I really want them to stay, but if they go, fuck them. I mean, that's just me. I have my task, and it's not no great task. And I continue. I'm just like anybody else. I know my heritage though, and I know who I come from, and I know the importance of it. That's something different. But I'm doing this because it's that important. Okay. I'm doing it because it's that important. That's the reason why. And I wish more people, 20,000-year-old electric transformer. Paul's out there doing his thing. And that's upcoming. Go to Paul Cook. Subscribe to his channel. It's upcoming. Okay? That's the 20,000-year-old electric transformer, excuse me. And what is mudflit in 3 minutes? It's easy to break it down. I did it. Me and Rob Bell talked, and she was like, I was like, yeah, check out Tartaria. Check out this books. She ordered a book. She read it. That's what I like about her. She read it. She ain't like other people, watch videos and stuff. She reads the material. And that's why she was able to talk about it besides the conversations we had. The Cook Report reporting on hidden buried news all over the place. Trifecta, Michael Gibson Byrne, I and Paul. When I told people about certain places in Virginia and Carolinas, about destroyed temples and stuff like that, there's a bridge by a certain name. It's ancient, and then you see the big rocks laying on the side, but then you think about the Civil War and you hear about a megalithic structure destroyed. That's it. People walk around there hiking and mountain climbing, thinking they're climbing on a goddamn castle, well, a big transformer or something that our ancestors built. I thought I'd share that with y'all, and I hope that y'all appreciate it. I'm going to sign off, and y'all have a grand evening. And we'll read tomorrow. We'll be reading tomorrow, all right? Hey, and thanks for any donations. I haven't checked. Last I checked, my boy Rondo, appreciate you always. Any donations? More and more books. I received 3 more books today. Oh, and I got something else. I got 3 more books, and I got another one at heat. Oh, it's charged up. Okay. I'll play with it tomorrow. I'm not into playing it with it now because I've already got one. This is a better one. I got me a new ham radio. But let me show y'all something. I'm going to show y'all this, and I'm going to get the hell off because I know I drive y'all crazy and shit. God damn it. Oh, come on, Red. Get up in there. Come on. Yeah, that's all you had to do is, God dang it, no. They're like that. They're stickless, okay? All right? You have to get used to it. When you get one, this is what you're going to go through. You got to squeeze it. Snap. Tap. There we go. All right. All right. I still got gas, y'all. Trust me on this.
Channel mode.
And for long distance, how far? This is a couple of miles. But if I want to reach out to you, there on Miss Sue, let me show you something. Let me show you something. It comes with 2 batteries. So I ain't showing you the books. And damn it, when we get to those, we'll read them. You know, y'all can probably guess which ones it is after how long I've been waiting. Well, I got many, many more coming. But see this right here? Now, if I want to really reach out and talk to you, UHF, VHF. Where you at? You in what? St. Louis. Oh, I thought you was around the corner. I love. Oh, I got a mediocre one. It's all here. I got. All right. Yeah. Look. How much did it cost? Yeah. I ordered a month ago. It cost though. Anyway, y'all don't donate enough to me to buy 2 of these all once. So, and then Yeah. Yeah. And I'm going to set it.
Frequency mode. Channel mode.
40, 440, 140. This is going to be fun. But yeah. It got mode and all kind of crazy stuff to go with it. I'm not putting this on it yet. I'm going to use the earpiece, which is the earpiece look like this. For those who might want to know, just in case, this is the earpiece. I got a better one. This can go in for my ballistic helmet, and this can go right in my vest, my flak. So turn it off. Yeah, man. So this is a little better than the one I had before. All right. And I'll be listening. I'll be surfing channels, and not tonight. I'll be enjoying it. It's a lot of stuff in here. I'm not showing y'all everything. It's a lot of stuff to come with this. I got to charge the other battery up. Actually, it's got 3 batteries. So let's go put the other battery on. There's a lot more stuff in here. And here's the thing for the vehicle. If you got the little lighter thing, charge it. Or if you got a jackery. I got a jackery too. So I'll deal with this tomorrow. I just wanted to share that with you guys. Man, listen. You better get it together. They're not going to stop. They've come this far doing what they've done. Not making no declaration of war. I'm just saying, you've got to get together. Survivability. I mean, they control it all, and they use fake dollars to do it. And y'all need to be systematic in making decisions. All right? Professional. Two-way radio. And if you want to get a jackery, you don't have to pay $700-800. You can pay $138. All right, $139 to get the small one. They last for a long time, and they're good to take with you. Let me put this charger on. Put this on. Ooh, child. Oh man, I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom. Yeah, we go. All right, it's charging. All right. So I hope that was good enough information for y'all. Check out my boy Paul Cook. Subscribe to his channel. I'll let him know that got some people coming over there subscribing. I appreciate y'all all. You know, my beloved sisters and my wonderful brothers, 2 in 1. Let's see what anybody else come in there. Paul Cook, cool. It's cool. Yeah. Used to visit his channel when I was bored and looking for new research material. He's very good over there. He's doing wonderful stuff. Company, you taking me back. I remember my father brought us these walkie-talkies, Radio Shack back in the day. That's why I used to get all my transistors and all my capacitors and everything, my Arduinos, to when I built stuff. Like remote planes that, were props at the time, but the electric ones, when they first started becoming a thing, and for the servos and all that, I used to sit there soldering and putting the stuff together when I was in the military in Florida and back home in Jersey when I first built my first balsa plane with tissue paper and dope, making it hard. And then I got a hold of the stuff you can iron with the little triangle flat iron. I used to build those. I heard you on top of the garbage down there, boy. But this thing worse than a 2-year-old child, man. Anyway, he's about 2. We traveled from Jersey to North Carolina, mom and dad using CVs. Yes. Benji, see, that's what's up. See what I'm talking about? Later, brother. Hey, peace out, Scott. Pleasure seeing you, brother. All of y'all. I didn't call everybody that came in, did I, DJ? Yeah, I think I hit y'all all. Appreciate all you coming in. Hope that was good enough information. And again, see you guys tomorrow. We get to read on. I got to get this gas up out of me. You know what I'm saying? I just love sharing information, I still got a story to tell. We all do. Y'all have a grand evening. What was that? I love you too. Hey, trauma. Y'all have a grand evening.